Hi people, it's me Anja. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video. Today's video focuses on my favorite Latinx books. If you don't know what Latinx means, it's a unisex, aka gender-neutral term that encompasses many Central American countries as well as some South American countries. So basically it's just a big umbrella term that includes lots of countries, specifically South American or Central American. So yeah. Basically, all these books include some sort of Latinx culture or heritage, and I just wanted to make a video dedicated to them because I feel like there should be more Latinx books published, you know what I mean? So, yay. The first book on this list is a no-brainer. I'm sure everybody has read it, and if you haven't, please get on board. The first book on this list is Mateo Boys, written by Aiden Thomas. If you didn't know what this book is about, this book is a YA fantasy contemporary about a young transgender boy determined to prove his true gender to his traditional Latinx family, and in doing so, he accidentally summons a ghost. This book is so good. It's absolutely so good. I absolutely really loved the world building, the plot, the characters, the romance, the transgender and gay representation. This book is so good. Lost in the Neverwoods better be absolutely so amazing, because I have such high expectations, as I'm sure everybody does. Lost in the Neverwoods, by the way, is Aiden Thomas's next book, which comes out in the next few months, and I'm so excited. But anyway, Mateo Boys is literally so good. It absolutely deserves all of its hype and so much more. If you haven't read it, please do. If you haven't at least heard of this book, I would say that you are literally Patrick Star. And when I say Patrick Star, I mean the one from SpongeBob who lives under a rock. I don't mean the Patrick Star that slept with Kanye West, you know? Anyway, basically, please read this book. It's absolutely so good. The next book on this list is called Land of the Claims. This book is a middle grade contemporary book in verse, and it follows a young Latinx girl who must find love and hope in the darkest of places, a family detention center for migrants and refugees. I really enjoyed this book because it gave me so much insight, but also the protagonist of the story is just so wonderful and lovely and resilient, and this story just hits hard. You know what I mean? It's a good, strong, hard-hitting, insightful, educational story, but it also has a really strong, wonderful protagonist at its core. You know what I mean? I love it when I'm reading middle grade contemporary because I love it when the characters are like so wonderful, but also the story is also so wonderful. And I also love learning from stories. You know what I mean? I learned lots about like what it's like to be in a detention center, you know, from this story. And also I like the choice that the perspective was from like a young, innocent perspective. You know what I mean? Because it made the story so much more impactful, if that makes any sense. I feel like my review for this book is like all over the place, but you know, that's how it be on my channel. Anyway, this story is so good and it's so underrated. And for what? Please read it. The next book on this list is called Logizona. This book is a YA contemporary fantasy. It follows a young, undocumented immigrant who finds a world within her own that is connected to her dead father, her Argentine culture, and werewolves. This book is so good and it's so underrated. I really enjoyed it and I'm so excited for the sequel. It comes out in the latter half of 2021, I think. But anyway, I'm so excited for it. This book has such great world building. I really enjoyed how the author incorporated Argentine culture into it. You know what I mean? This book is so good and it's so underrated. I know I talked about this book recently because it's on my list of my most underrated books of 2020, which that was a video that I made like 2 weeks ago or something like that. So yes, like I said, I know I talked about this book recently. But anyway, this book is so good. Aside from the world building and the plot, this book has such great, rich characters and a rich romance. Like I said, I'm so excited for the sequel because I have no idea what's going to happen next, and I think this series is a duology as well, which means that the author is going to wrap up everything in the second book. And I don't know how she's going to do it, but anyway, I'm so excited because this book was so good, and like I said before, it's so underrated, and for what? And like I mentioned before, I apologize if this review was kind of all over the place, kind of chaotic, but you know, welcome to my channel. That's how it be. So basically, this book is so good. Please read it. Next book on this list is another book that showed up on my most underrated 2020 books, and it is Filia. This book is YA contemporary set in Argentina, and it follows a rising football star who must put everything on the line, including her blossoming love story, to follow her dreams. I really enjoy the story. You can really tell through the story how important football is to Argentina and is to Hull. You know what I mean? This book is so good. I really enjoyed the world building. I really enjoy that this story is set in a non-Western country and it features non-Western culture. You know what I mean? Most of the time when I read a YA contemporary, it's set in the States or Canada or England or something like that. So it's rare and refreshing to see a story that's set in a non-Western country. You know what I mean? This book is so good, and like I said before, this book is so underrated, and it's absolutely so good. I really enjoyed the world building, the plot, the romance, the characters. The story is so empowering and inspiring and just so lovely. You know what I mean? This book is absolutely so good, and with that, I highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. This book is a YA contemporary, and it follows two girls who figure out that they're sisters after their father dies in a plane crash, and one of them is from New York and the other one is from the Dominican Republic. This book is so good. I absolutely really enjoyed it. Elizabeth Acevedo's writing is so lyrical and eloquent and elegant and just beautiful. You know what I mean? The two characters were so well developed and wonderful and just so distinct as well. You know what I mean? There was never a point in time where I forgot who was speaking. You know what I mean? This book is done so well. One of the characters is sapphic as well, and her sapphic romance was so lyrical and wonderful and lovely. This book is so well done. It's absolutely so good. Personally, I would say that I preferred The Poet X to this book, but I prefer this book over With the Fire on High. And basically, Elizabeth Acevedo is so talented and so wonderful. I absolutely love her books. This one is no exception. This one is so good. Anyway, so with that, I highly recommend this book if you haven't already checked it out. Next book on this list is called Blazewrath Games. This book is a YA contemporary fantasy that follows a young Puerto Rican girl who is competing in the Blazewrath Games, which is basically like the World Cup, but with dragons, so clearly superior. This book is so good. I absolutely really enjoyed it. This is another book that showed up on my most underrated 2020 books because this book is so good and it's so underrated, and for what? I absolutely just fell in love with the world building, the character development, the plot, the lack of a romantic subplot. We love to see it. This book is so good. I am so excited for the sequel. It comes out in October and I'm just so excited. This book is so good and I clearly can't stop talking about it because it's absolutely so wonderful and lovely and empowering and inspiring, and it's such a great, like, action-packed, fast-paced book. It's just a good, solid story, and I don't understand why it's so underrated because it includes so many elements that I feel like so many people would enjoy. Dragons. It has dragons in it. What more could you ask for? This book is absolutely so good, and with that, I would highly recommend it. The last book on this list, but certainly not the least, is A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow. This book is a YA contemporary story that follows a young Cuban-American girl from Miami who unexpectedly finds love and herself in a small English town. I really enjoyed this story because the setting was so well done and just so well developed. The romance was so fluffy, it was so cute, and it just felt so cozy. You know what I mean? The characters were just so well done. I really enjoyed the character's voice. You know what I mean? Like, the protagonist's voice in the story just felt so realistic. You know what I mean? And it really brought the story to life. This book is so well done, and I just really enjoyed it. It was absolutely so lovely and wonderful and fluffy and cute and cozy and just so heartwarming, if that makes any sense. This book is basically just so good. It's one of my favorite fluffy YA contemporaries. so good. So with that, I would highly recommend it. So in conclusion, I highly recommend all the books on this list. I hope that this video helps diversify your bookshelf in some sort of way, because like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I wish that there were more Latinx books, because there just should be more Latinx books published. You know what I mean? Because I know that there's so many Latinx people out there who are just waiting for themselves to be represented, and I know exactly how that feels. So anyway, I hope that this video helps you in some sort of way, even if my reviews are kind of all over the place. You know what I mean? Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below why you enjoyed this video. Comment down below your favorite Latinx books. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!